22 pubs and bars show up in one Seattle neighborhood in OpenStreetMap's June 2026 inventory. Now we're ranking the greater Seattle area neighborhoods, from Seattle to its suburbs, where bars outnumber coffee shops. Seattle's coffee reputation is so strong that a bar-forward neighborhood feels like a local plot twist. For this countdown, the key test is simple. Mapped pubs and bars need to beat mapped cafes using OpenStreetMap's June 2026 food and drink inventory. We start outside Seattle proper, then work back toward the strongest bar-over-coffee cluster in the metro. Number 5 is Puyallup, the Pierce County city whose Lushootseed name, Stillaquac, translates to strawberry plant. OpenStreetMap in June 2026 counts 10 mapped pubs and bars against 7 cafes, making it the rare suburb with a bar-forward mix. The story here is not a dense Seattle nightlife district. It is a separate city center where pub traffic holds its own against the espresso rhythm people associate with Puget Sound. Walk Score gives Puyallup a score of 81 in 2026, which helps explain how a compact local core can support both cafes and bar stops without feeling like a Seattle copy. Its typical home value is around $466,500, according to Zillow in 2026, and that suburban city context is exactly why Puyallup starts us off. Number 4 is Sodo, Seattle's industrial flats entry, sitting south of South King Street and Pioneer Square, and north of South Spokane Street and more of the industrial district. OpenStreetMap in June 2026 counts 11 drinking spots to 7 cafes here. So the bar edge is clear, even without the neighborhood feeling like a traditional nightlife strip. Sodo's ranking makes sense when you picture warehouses, stadium area movement, breweries, tap rooms, and after-work gathering places spread through a district built more around production and events than sidewalk cafe browsing. Walk Score gives Sodo a score of 58 in 2026, which matches the bigger block industrial feel rather than a continuous cafe corridor. It is not the coziest coffee shop scene, and that is exactly why it lands on this countdown. Number 3 is Ballard, the northwestern Seattle neighborhood that was once an independent city before becoming one of Seattle's most recognizable food and drink districts. OpenStreetMap in June 2026 counts 22 pubs and bars against 14 cafes, giving Ballard the highest raw bar count in the countdown. Its official boundaries reach north toward Crown Hill, and the neighborhood's maritime and old city identity still comes through in its tavern-heavy rhythm. Walk Score gives Ballard a score of 83 in 2026, which lines up with the way its commercial streets can stack bars, cafes, restaurants, and shops close together. Ballard does not rank higher, only because the cafe count is also substantial, so the gap is real, but the coffee side is still very present. Number 2 is Greenwood, centered around the intersection of Greenwood Avenue North and North 85th Street in north-central Seattle. OpenStreetMap in June 2026 counts 15 pubs and bars against 9 cafes, a clean bar-forward split along one of North Seattle's clearest neighborhood commercial centers. Greenwood's role is the balance. Enough cafe presence to feel recognizably Seattle, but enough taverns, pubs, and late-day gathering spots to push the neighborhood firmly past coffee. Walk Score gives Greenwood a 95 in 2026, the highest walk score. So the food and drink pattern is concentrated in a very walkable street grid. Its typical home value is around $547,800, according to Zillow in 2026. But for this topic, the headline is that compact bar over cafe ratio. And number 1 is Georgetown in southern Seattle, bounded by major rail lines to the north, the Duwamish River to the west, and Interstate 5 to the east. OpenStreetMap in June 2026 counts 16 pubs and bars against 9 cafes here, the closest major cluster in the metro to a 2-to-1 bar over coffee ratio. Georgetown's identity fits the numbers: industrial edges, old brick, rail corridors, and destination drinking spots like Jules Maes Saloon, Georgetown Brewing, and House Brewery. Walk Score gives Georgetown a score of 64 in 2026, so this is not about the most polished pedestrian grid. It is about a concentrated pocket where bars, breweries, and historic industrial character define the outing. In a city famous for coffee, Georgetown takes the top spot because its bar culture is the clearest defining feature. So, the final ranking is Puyallup at number 5, Sodo at number 4, Ballard at number 3, Greenwood at number 2, and Georgetown at number 1. The contrast gets even sharper when you look at the opposite pattern. OpenStreetMap in June 2026 has Tukwila at 15 cafes and 0 mapped bars, which shows how unusual these bar-forward pockets really are around the greater Seattle area. Coffee still owns the region's reputation, but these 5 places prove the map has plenty of counterpoints. What did we miss? Which Seattle area neighborhood, bar district, brewery pocket, or specific venue would have made your top 5? If you enjoyed this countdown, give the video a like and subscribe for more Seattle neighborhood deep dives. Tell me what topic you want next, whether that is nightlife, coffee corridors, waterfront neighborhoods, transit-friendly areas, or one neighborhood getting a full breakdown. Every venue count mentioned here is sourced, and you'll find the links in the description.